You are now listening to a Doc Martin production.
Get those words! Frackin' no!
They say them equal inherit the earth. We say the nerds are already in control. Welcome to the Frackin' Nerds, episode number 264. I'm your host, Doc Martin, and the music is still taking a while to get out, so it's really hard to play little entrance music for people, so I'll just slowly wait. 3, 2, there we go, and we're done. So joining me on the show, he said he couldn't be here, and then he said he could be here, and then he said no, he can't be here. It's the man in the East Coast, and he got this, and I showed him I had two things that counted for Ultron as my arcade 1-up, and that man there is Joshua.
Oh, I don't even get to say my name. Wow.
No, well, I just went ahead and brought you in. How are you, Joshua?
Fucking tired, bro. There's gonna have to be 2 fucking areas today.
What the hell? That's so crap. Oh, well, let's continue on. This guy's going to be joining us at Concave. I don't even know what to play for him. Well, we always know this. It's the man who's usually in a car picking up people or picking up truckloads of stuff. It's Mr. Kennedy. Yeah. He's apparently... Ken Anderson is going to be in town, I guess, for one of the wrestling organizations here soon.
Organizations.
Well, yeah, he's working in indie shows. What's he going to do? And then finally, he was trying to be here for Concave, but work and life got in the way, so maybe next year if we all continue to go to Concave. That is the other guy from Indiana. His name is Chris Class. Class, how are you doing?
Dude, the fact that you brought me in to Tribe Called Quest, I absolutely love. Thank you so much, because I thought I wasn't going to get any entrance music. But yeah, I just topped all 3 or the other 2. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. I was thinking about it this week. It was like the Tribe Called Quest song came on. I think an award show, and I was like, you know what? I think Scenario would be perfect for Class.
What a fucking good song.
He has
an
appreciation for it, and so yeah, no, I pulled it today and had it ready. All right. Well, on today's show, guys, Joe Hill is having a busy week, freedom of speech and gaming, and we got to see a little bit of Falcon and WandaVision and Loki for the Disney Plus. But that'll bring us into tech news. Apparently, if you name a listing on Facebook, call your butthole, maybe a challenge to get rid of it. Samantha Ray Anna Jesperson never expected this, that a location by her former high school, an entry was created when she was 15 by an unknown person, created a business location named Samantha Ray Anna Jefferson's butthole. And she has continued to work to get this name off, because anytime she Googles her name, that is what comes up number 1 on the Google.
Oh, I thought this girl was really trying to get rid of her own butthole, and I was going to say, why would you get rid of, like, my favorite part on a female? Oh, okay, my bad. That took a totally different twist.
Somebody created a business with it, and Facebook says, well, since if she can show some ownership of the business, that they can remove the location, but as far as they know, she does not own it. So they kept it up until she got on Reddit and asked lawyers what she could do, and apparently then finally it got pulled. Her butthole is no longer on the internet. As far as we know, there may be other buttholes of her. This is 2020%.
I mean, is it that important? If you saw, like, all right, Doc, you're Doc Martin. Okay. If, every time someone goes to look you up and they just see a pair of fucking shoes or a pair of boots with, like, big, thick soles. I mean, do you have a hurt? You fucking butthole hurt?
No, it's more annoying to see the BBC doctor show that pops up if they search for Doc Martin. That one, that's why I have a hard time. Apparently, there's some big fans that are video game players that I have to pull that Doc Martin name. I'm just like, it's not even spelled like the tennis shoes. It's spelled like the BBC show. And fuckers, I had that name way before that show came out. I had that name and shit.
Yes.
90,
Annie at
90,
BBC.
96, 97. Can't even get my old Xbox thing because somebody else has got the name. And then Xbox was like, oh, we'll remove them if they don't use it like after 5 or so years. That's bullshit. This guy still has Doc Martin, and they won't fucking clear it out.
Oh, wow.
So, Joshua, was your butthole on the internet?
No.
Oh, okay.
My balls are.
Oh, interesting. What were they doing?
Oh, I took a close-up picture of my balls and put it on Instagram.
Oh. Did it get taken off, or is it still up there?
Nobody knows.
Oh. So, you can go to Green Eyed Bebop if you want to search and find Joshua's balls. How long ago was this?
I don't know, like 3 years ago?
Okay, so I don't think I was looking at your Instagram 3 years ago, so maybe
This is profile pic.
maybe I've avoided your balls for this long.
Yeah. Good luck.
Now, Joshua, was it one of those things where, like, when you were sharing porn accidentally, or like you
Twitter?
intentionally put your webbles on there?
No, I just I took a picture of them and I was like, I feel like putting this on Instagram, but I'm gonna put it in a way that nobody knows that these are my testicles.
Now, is it the one where like you bend over and like have a landscape and then the balls are dipping in?
No, I just like squeezed them really hard and I took a picture of it and I zoomed in on them and I changed the filter.
How many likes do you have on that?
I don't think I have any likes on it.
Oh wow, no comments either.
You do now.
Okay.
It's Chris Glass.
If anyone could find it, I'm like, it's a needle in a haystack.
But it's on
Chris
it's
Glass
on your
BRH
Instagram,
liked this
right?
picture.
What's up?
It's on your Instagram right now,
It's on my Instagram right now.
so we could find it if we search for it.
Yeah.
All right, Kennedy, that's your job for this week: is to search for Joshua's testicles.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call in.
That's no fun. With the coronavirus running around, Dyson is apparently working on a wearable air purifier that doubles as headphones so that it could keep you clean when bad stuff is around you.
How was this not a thing back like forever ago?
Like an air purifier headsets?
Like, why weren't they working on it before now?
I guess nobody felt... Well, I mean, maybe we were never in a situation where people are like, oh, we need to create air purifier. Oh, maybe it's a challenge to make them that small, too.
I don't know. It feels like half of Japan's been wearing them for 20 years now, so...
They've been wearing
Half. All.
No, they wear the little... They wear the mask.
Like the typical flu virus is spread through like droplet precautions or droplet, and like this is like a crazy airborne like disease. So I guess that's what the big deal is with this thing. So I guess that makes sense. But yeah, you get everyone wearing like those little masks, and I don't fucking know, man. I don't know. I heard that like China built this fucking hospital that like in like 2 weeks to start caring for like all these Chinese who have this disease right now. And did you guys hear about the kid in there was some kid in Jersey, I think, that they thought he had the coronavirus, but it was mistaken he was hungover. Like this is like that's a real story.
That's a real story. Okay.
Yes, symptoms are very similar. So yeah.
Oh my god. Awesome.
My boss came in. We have a new boss at my job, and he's like, "Yeah, you know, we just came from Bellevue, and they have suspected 3 cases of coronavirus." And we all like went, "Why are you here? Go away!"
Yeah, right.
Yeah, keep spreading that disease. We'll continue on with Dyson. If you're looking for a new lamp, if you've got a few bucks, they're working on. It's called the Light Cycle Morph, and it's a flexible lamp that will give you the idea of candlelight. You can bounce it off the walls, floor, or ceiling, and for the desktop or desk model, it'll set you back only $650, and the floor version only $850. And with this price, you also get a USB-C port and a motion sensor. There's
Better get a fucking ball rub.
They say, well, the good thing about it is it should last 60 years. I mean, really, how many of your lamps are not lasting 60 years? I mean, have you ever just had a lamp die on you?
Not really.
No.
I just bought a lamp from 1983, like 2 weeks ago.
So
actually,
you probably got a few more years with it.
I'm hoping. It's awesome.
The other thing, it will adjust based upon your age. So according to Dyson, a 65-year-old needs 4 times more light than a 20-year-old. So that's something you can look forward to. With it'll adjust. I mean, it's just $650. What is that? That's 2 Ultrons. Is that what that is?
I'm so glad we're doing this, Joshua. I was looking for some games on my phone. Do you play Contest of Champions or do you play that other Marvel game?
I play Marvel Strike Force. I don't play. I used to play Contest of Champions. Yeah, I used to play Contest of Champions.
What happened?
Class is gonna get on there. He's gonna buy you like more stuff than Josh.
I don't think that's possible.
I just got bored. Like it just was like, I was like, this sucks. I didn't want to play it anymore.
What? We have an exclusive here.
Uh-oh.
Like, you're retired from the game?
No, he's retired.
No, that's Strike Force.
From Conquest.
Contest of Champions.
Or Contest of Champions, yeah.
I gotcha. Okay, I'm getting my shit mixed up. So Strike Force is the one that, like, you're buying the Ultrons and the Apocalypse and the...
I'm buying the Mr. Sinisters. Yeah, I'm the one.
Mr. Sinisters. Okay, yeah, and fucking Warlock.
I can't really talk about this game anymore because apparently my coworkers listen to this and they were like, "Yeah, we know how much you spent on that game. I forgot what the price was, but I remember listening to your podcast." And I was like, "You listen to my podcast?"
Well, then like and share. Tell more people. Let me find
out.
I was with a new trainer today in my in the FedEx job.
Yeah,
and I got him listening to the podcast now, so
nice. Good job.
Well, while
Joel, if you're listening, this one's for you, man.
Well, welcome all new listeners. Please tell your friends because we do this for fun and we seem to actually know stuff. And then my last thing will be if you ask me about a mattress, don't go buy a shitty mattress from somewhere else because I can sell you a shitty mattress.
Yeah, plug it. Cheap plug.
I know, really.
Back row hecklers. Google it.
All right, continuing.
Here's the thing,
Audible.com/backrow hecklers.
I'm going to tell you something, Doc.
Yeah.
When you talk to your friends and you go straight to the most expensive mattress, that's a great tactic for people who are not your friends. But when you do it with your friends, they instantly think, oh, shit, I've got to buy that, or, you know, I'm going to look bad in front of them.
Oh, well,
so then they're going to go somewhere else where they can get that mattress cheaper,
right.
and they're just going to be like, oh, yeah, I found it cheaper, or, you know, I found this or whatever.
No, I know.
So
I know.
with your friends, I would just go with the cheap one, and then if they're like, "Oh, you got anything better?" then hit them with the fucking timber.
So I should go with the chime first, and then go. Okay, let's. No, I want to show them a good mattress that they should try to get.
I appreciate your knowledge because I know where it comes from. But the thing is,
from love.
These people are going to, man.
No, that's true. That's true. But again, if you come to see me about a mattress, I'm going to show you the best one, and then I'll find the best one for your value. All right, in movie news, Masters of the Universe film that's being rebooted has taken off Sony's release schedule. In its place, now see, I'm wondering how old the article is here because I thought Uncharted is now in the limbo stage too, isn't it?
Yeah.
They lost the director again, like their 5th or 8th director or something.
I didn't even know they had someone to...
I've actually just stopped following it because it's getting ridiculous.
That's the Tom Holland, Mark Wahlberg adaptation of Uncharted. Got moved into the Master of the Universe slot of March 21st, 2021. So no word on what is going to happen. And then I started seeing like who was connected to this project. Noah Centineo, which I know Josh has probably seen, To All the Boys I've Loved before. That seemed to be his type of cup of tea. He's attached to play He-Man. Yeah, that Netflix series.
I didn't watch that piece of shit. Don't be slandering me like that.
I was just going by the other movies or shows that you watch, and I was like,
what other shows I watch that would be related to that?
Let's see.
Are we talking porn, or are you just talking? Because that sounds right up Josh's porn alley.
It's
porno paradigm.
It's going to be directed by the brothers Adam and Aaron Nee, which I've never heard of those guys. The guys who wrote Men in Black International, which was just an incredible movie. You know, you need to go see it. And then David S. Goyer, which is when you're wanting something produced well, you don't go to David S. Goyer. So really didn't.
Let me ask this real quick. When that Men in Black International, I've never seen it, but I saw highlights for it. Didn't it have like Thor? in it?
Yes, it
Chris
had.
Hemsworth,
Guy
yeah.
who played Thor.
Yeah, it had.
Was it Thor and Valkyrie?
Yes, and you know how funny they were in Ragnarok, right?
Right.
Yeah,
All right.
they didn't know how to find any humor in that movie.
Oh, fuck. Okay. I just realized the other day that it was Thor and Valkyrie, and I was like, this looks like a fucking great movie then. So I totally watched it.
Yeah, you don't even worry about it. Like,
Okay.
Two actors that chemistry, and it's like, let's put them in everything. Because what the fuck with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell?
Right.
Are the other guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll be like,
Hey, Daddy's Home was, popular. Let's do other things.
what's that?
Daddy's Home came out after the other guys.
Has it been out that long?
Yeah, the other guys came out way before the fucking Daddy's Home.
yeah, I think that's true. I think that is true. And there's been sequel to Daddy's Home, right?
Yeah, there was just one. That was it. I mean, I
Yeah.
think like it goes down to how the director like wants them to act because like I never saw Men in Black International because I had no reason to watch it, but it's not like fucking I mean, what chemistry is never going to fuck up? It's like Eddie Murphy and fucking Dan Aykroyd or fucking Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. They're just gonna be fucking on point no matter where you put them in. Maybe they just had bad chemistry in that film, with
Maybe.
Thor and fucking T or whatever the fuck her name is.
I don't know. I don't know. I never saw it, but I just realized that the other day, and I was like, oh shit. I like Ragnarok. I think Valkyrie's pretty cool. And Thor's the fucking man. And like he'll always be Thor, whoever is fucking Thor Hemsworth, whatever his name
Thor
is.
Hemsworth.
I think that dude's incredible. Now, was he married to what's her name? Miley Cyrus?
No, that's his brother.
No, that was
Liam.
the brother.
Liam.
One of the brothers.
Oh, Loki.
He's
Hemsworth
married to the
is-
chick that died in the Fast and the Furious movies, the second to last one.
I never seen any of that shit.
Yeah, I didn't
that shit
either.
looks so stupid.
And then
Nobody actually dies. It's okay. You're not missing anything.
And then
No, the one who's like the mother of fucking Vin Diesel's kid died. She
Surely
died.
Paul Walker died, right? Because like he
no, he drove off.
Oh no,
Walker
he's still
drove
alive.
He drove
Sunset.
off.
really he just
Yep.
drove away.
Yep.
He's a stay-at-home dad.
Oh yeah, okay. Well,
Did I
Yeah,
hear
technically
that?
his brother drove away,
Did
but
I
whatever.
hear in the new trailer like somebody like a car is like Tarzan across like a road or something like that on a rope or something? Is that what I heard?
what? Grabbing it with its fucking wheels?
Like,
or
were
something?
you the one, Joshua, that said this? It's pretty much now just
Yeah,
superheroes or something, or
It's like they just try to outdo every fucking crazy thing that defies the law of physics. Like the other one, which was a part of the Fast and the Furious thing, was Dwayne the Rock Johnson's fucking normal human man was able to hold a helicopter in place on a chain and a car at the same time without being ripped apart.
I mean, I've seen the Rock's workouts on Instagram. I can kind of believe that though.
No,
That's
you don't. No.
it doesn't have like any kind of secret
You wanna-
serum in them or anything like that.
Here's the thing. I know, class. You didn't see the trailer or anything like that. You've been busy being a nurse and stuff like that, right?
right.
All right. So you know who Vin Diesel is. You kind of know the Fast and the Furious movies, right?
I mean, yeah, I know of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
for sure.
Okay. So if they were saying, hey, in this movie we're going to introduce that character who's played by Vin Diesel having a brother, who would you think is a good person to play Vin Diesel's brother?
Who would be good for playing Vin Diesel's brother?
Yeah.
Man.
Anybody other than the guy they've got playing his brother?
Who do they got playing his brother?
That. I don't know. Like I
John,
don't-
do you think John Cena's a good person?
John
to play?
Cena's his brother?
Yeah.
Wow, I would rather see John C. Riley as his brother than John Cena. I think that's kind of weird.
I literally was like, when I watched the trailer, I'm like, I really hope this is what I think it is. I was like, oh, John Cena's his brother.
No,
I was
no,
like,
get Batista. Get Batista as his brother.
Wow, that would make more
And
sense.
that was actually a good. That makes sense. But John Cena's his younger brother, even though Diesel's older. Diesel's older than him, but I'm like, John Cena looks way older than Vin
Yeah.
He's a
Diesel.
trained assassin, but somehow Vin Diesel can keep up with him.
Oh,
No.
eight fucking movies, no mention of a brother. We know he has a sister, and his father died, or is in a coma, or some shit like
No,
that.
his father died.
Yeah, okay. Like, come on. I once again, I always say this. Like, just remember, this movie started off with guys stealing off of trucks, DVDs, and shit like that. This is how this fucking thing started.
Don't forget, we
want you to know that.
just ended a saga where out of 3 movies they didn't bring up Palpatine's name until the last movie. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good
And then
point.
Yeah,
like,
but that's still in the realm of fucking that fucking
no,
Star Wars thing.
but bring it up. Like, say, like,
You can't,
Palpatine.
like, 20, 40 years from now, we'll be old fucking senile men and be like telling kids, there was this fucking movie franchise that started where people were fucking stealing off trucks and racing cars, and they were drag racing. You want to know how it ended? They were fighting espionage and doing fucking cartwheels off of fucking Grand Canyons and jumping from buildings to buildings in Abu Dhabi.
Well,
Huh?
they're getting that
It'll
animated
continue
show.
to go. It'll just the Fifth Element is like the very last fucking Fast and the Furious movie. They'll be flying cars and all that.
They'll be
shit.
in space.
No, I shit you not. The people of How Did This Get Made, they were talking about, like, I think they did reviewed Fast 6 or Fast 7, and they said that the writers are trying to legitimately figure out how they can get into space. Like, this is not a lie.
Wow. Yeah. See, okay. See,
What if-
I wasn't off.
What if
Vin Diesel was like, I want to make part 10 because they're not going past 10. He's like, I want to make it a 2-parter. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, they're going to make this go into space. They're going to make it go into space.
Okay, so at least they're going crazy with it. And, like, movies like Kingsman went crazy with it, but at least they acknowledge that they're satire. Like, they know that they're ridiculous and they're playing on it. Fast and Furious is trying to be serious and ridiculous at the same time.
Did you? In one part in the fucking trailer, Michelle Rodriguez's character gets thrown off of, like, a car, or I don't know what the fuck she gets thrown off. She gets caught by a car.
What?
On the hood of a car.
What?
I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't work like that.
They still
Nah.
have the Matrix.
I've seen bugs splat going fucking 20 miles an hour. I've seen bugs and birds just fucking get devoured. So a human going Fast and the Furious speed? No way.
They're gonna
Yeah, no
keep
thanks.
making these movies if people keep going to see them, and
People have nothing better to do.
they're not stopping to see these movies. That's the problem.
Yo, yeah, they're moneymakers, like big
Yep.
time, right?
Yep.
It's crazy. And yeah, I mean, just let's bring John Cena in it. Like, who gives a fuck if he looks like? Is he supposed to be like Vin Diesel's full brother, or is he going to be like his adopted fucking half?
I don't know, but you can
No,
tell
we
that they
don't know.
made his skin look dark.
We don't know. Like, this is the
Really?
funny thing. One has a full head of hair, the other one's bald. They've made no mention of him having a brother through 8 fucking movies. Not once did he go, "Oh, my brother. I miss my brother." And it's just like, you kind of go, and then he, like Kennedy made reference to, he's a trained assassin. He's a sports car driver. I think they made sure they threw that one in there. And
What
you're
if
just
he
like,
didn't know he had a brother? Maybe his dad had an illegitimate child. They got sent to.
No,
He
because they knew.
Oh,
Because
okay.
fucking Letty, Michelle Rodriguez's character is like, it's Dom's younger brother,
Oh.
and you're like, huh? What?
How long have I known you, Joshua? What, maybe 5 years?
More than 5 years.
Did you know that I had a stepbrother?
Yes, because of
Okay, all right. That's something I don't bring up often, but he's a
'Cause-
trained assassin and a car wrecker.
What?
So,
Oh,
car
okay.
driver.
Well, you didn't tell me what he did. I just knew of your step family.
Yeah, he lays floor. He does flooring. Nothing exciting.
Now, if I ever meet him, I'll be like, hey, you're the trained assassin, right?
Yeah, that's him. That's him. Yeah.
Well, guys, talking about movies that went on longer than we were expecting to. They're spinning off with Saw, with Spyro, and we just got the trailer out today.
Motherfucker!
Yes, Chris Rock, Samuel L. Jackson are detectives in this movie.
Now, wait. Are you going by the trailer, or that's the synopsis?
That's the
'Cause I didn't
synopsis.
see-
Yes,
I didn't see any indication of fucking Sam Jackson being a cop in this movie.
he's a detective. Police are tracking a serial killer who's targeting cops and leaving a spiral tag after each gruesome killing. And this is Chris Rock is behind this and getting a spinning it off, and then apparently the people that worked on 2 through 4 will be directing it. It's coming out
Yeah,
May
Darren
15th.
Lynn
That's correct.
Yeah, I follow him.
The trailer actually didn't look bad compared to what I heard of the mockery that was not Final Fantasy, but Fast and
Jigsaw.
Furious.
Somebody told me that was good.
What, Jigsaw?
Yeah.
wasn't horrible. It just
I mean,
played
it
on
wa-
the same stereotype for the movie role again. Like, you did not expect this twist.
Why did
Yeah, exactly. Like, at what point in the Saw movies, after like part 2, is it like anything worth watching other than like how fucked up are we going to kill these people now?
That's
like,
a Final Destination kind of thing.
Well,
Yeah.
and they kept going deeper and deeper and deeper, and they were like, oh, well, this person helped him. Oh, well, this person helped him. But Jigsaw was actually his story, so it was kind of neat to see the background on it a little bit.
like I don't know. Like when that one chick, she used to be on Becker or whatever. When she was like the helper or something, and like that was the chick that got thrown into the needles.
Yeah.
Like then she ended up like becoming a helper and all this other, and it was like, okay, let's just see like people getting like their intestines ripped out with fucking like X-Acto knives or like, you know, however, like let's see completely brutal like killings.
But again, that's what people were going to watch. They weren't going to
Right.
go,
Like,
oh,
who
that
gives a fuck about the
detective
story?
that was in the second movie is behind this all now again. He's continuing on.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody cares.
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's like when I watch Mission Impossible and they're like, this guy's back. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. I don't know, is it supposed to mean something? Are you not going to die there, Tom Cruise? Because that's what I'm going to watch, is you not dying and things that you should have died from. Well, have you, I think most of you have all seen John Carpenter's The Thing, right? Actually, I would say Kennedy has not seen it.
I haven't seen it.
I was going to say you also. Kennedy, have you seen The Thing?
Is that the one where they're
Okay,
in,
that just
like,
answered the question
fucking-
right there.
They're up in the snowy area.
Yes, down in a
Snowy area.
down in Antarctica. Yes.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was up north or down south, Josh. That's why I was like, in snowy area. Just that's my safest bet to say right now.
So neither of you have seen that, is what I'm taking.
I saw the old TV miniseries or whatever.
Was there a miniseries based on that?
Wasn't it? Or was
Ah.
it just a movie, like a made for TV? Wasn't there like a made for, or maybe it was on HBO way back in the 80s?
That was probably the original John Carpenter's The Thing.
Okay, yeah, I saw that one when I was a kid, and
Yeah,
like seeing the dog
with-
split in half like
yeah,
a fucking banana.
yeah, with Kurt
was
Russell?
like that fucked me up.
Yes. If you've not seen The Thing, go watch it. It's actually really intense. Like, it's these guys in Antarctica that an alien creature is inhabiting each one of them, and they don't know who it is, and they're slowly being murdered off. You should definitely watch it. It's based upon the John W. Campbell Jr.'s, first published in August of 1938. Well, it looks like they found like a longer version of the novel that will explain more of the story, and they're going to be Blumhouse and Universal is going to be making a movie based upon that. Which hopefully
Longer thing. Okay.
yes. Now they did make a prequel to The Thing, which didn't do really good. But
I'm looking right now to see if it's on Netflix. Son of a bitch.
no, I don't
You know,
think it is.
What
you
is
know
on
what is on
Netflix?
Netflix right now? All 6 Tremor movies.
Oh my lord!
There were
Sweet.
6 of those fucking things? Sweet Jesus.
There's 6 of them and a TV series.
And they were thinking
I think
about bringing back.
I remember the TV show, but after part 2, I stopped.
There is not. Oh, Doc, you know what? There is an Event Horizon. You guys were talking
I
about
love
that
Event
like
Horizon.
way back when.
Event
That's
Horizon.
what
I've never seen it.
Shit.
That's a,
I need to
what?
watch that.
Did you say it was a piece
That's
of
with
shit?
Sam Neill and
Yes,
fucking
such a great
Lawrence
movie.
Fishburne, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
good movie.
I saw that one.
That's a
I've never
good
seen
movie.
that.
You
I'm gonna have
should-
to watch
you
it.
should
But
watch
yeah,
that.
the thing is not on Instagram, or I'm sorry, on Netflix.
Do not watch that movie with your child. It's not a good girl daddy kind of movie.
Yeah, I thought I'd bring my 12-year-old down and be like, "Hey, Annabelle, I'm gonna just like fuck you up really bad right before bedtime. Let's watch The Thing."
Wait, your
Now
kid's
go to
name is
sleep.
fucking Annabelle?
Her name is Annabelle.
Poor fuck kid, man.
Yeah, well, you know, she's 12, so like it was way before like the fucking movies and all that shit. So
Yeah, I think if you named it
One night you
now,
watch
it'd
that
have
fucking
issues.
movie and then you're just waiting on your daughter to come out of her room. You get the fuck back in there.
Do y'all see that this one lady is trying to sue Amazon for the name Alexa because her daughter has now been bullied? Her 6-year-old daughter. Apparently, the kids at school were like saying, "Alexa, tell me what time it is," and "Alexa, do this and do that." And She's,
That's just fucking. That's funny.
That's typical bullying. You want to know what movie came out when I was in elementary school? Fucking James and the Giant Peach. And you know what I heard all the goddamn day?
Is that why you go by Kennedy now?
No, I go by Kennedy because you can't walk into a room without saying and say James and not three people fucking stand up.
True. That's true. All right.
Yeah, so the thing, if you look on Hulu, you could get it if you have Stars, the old movie.
There's other ways of finding movies, gentlemen, out there. I think you shouldn't have a problem. Watch The Thing. It's actually a really good horror movie. And like Kurt Russell's one of his like first really kind of big thing to blow up with.
Big thing.
Before Big Trouble in Little China, which is another incredible Kurt Russell movie.
Probably my favorite Kurt Russell movie of all time.
And you know he is the sidekick in that movie. Do you know that?
So who is the
Asian guy?
The Chinaman. That's probably not the
you
proper
don't,
term.
You don't say Chinaman. No,
the Asian guy.
Yeah, the Asian guy.
The main?
He is the main. He is the main character in that movie. Kurt Russell is the sidekick. And I wonder, is The Rock still working on the sequel to that?
What?
The Rock was working on a sequel to Big Trouble in Little China.
I don't think it was a sequel. I think it was. It was supposed to be a reboot.
A reimagining.
I think he was like, "Oh, this is not a sequel. It's a because there was confusion." But I think they kind of just was like, we don't want to do it." That dude's gonna die from exhaustion. Like he just works way too much.
Him and Kevin Hart work way too much.
Well, see, but that's the thing, though. Kevin Hart's like doing comedy and stuff like that. This man's like working out, doing business deals, shooting movies back to back to back.
Yep.
Like,
maybe he's trying
to.
to.
Hope fucking Black Adam doesn't like make millions and millions of dollars because DC's gonna be like, well, we need you to do this more. So come on, that's it.
Well, he wants to do that though.
I think that Rock is doing the Nicolas Cage strategy.
No, Nicolas Cage had to do that because the IRS
He's
was
just
taking
working for the Rock.
The IRS was taking his money, so he had to make any movie he could so he could pay back the IRS.
Yeah, because Nick Cage ain't getting fucking $20 million a movie.
No, I mean
he
he had to sell his Action Comic #1 to get out of the IRS and not to have to go to jail.
Damn,
and Johnny Depp
that
had
dude
to
was
pay
in
his,
deep then.
Yes,
Johnny Depp had to pay his fucking tax stuff.
Why the fuck didn't they take care of Wesley Snipes like that?
Because he said
They
fuck
just let
them.
Snipes go to jail.
He said fuck
Because Wesley
them.
Snipes was like, I'm not paying.
Yep. And then I think he went to Africa,
Okay.
and then he came back, and they're like, "You're going to jail now."
Damn. Why'd they say it that way, Doc?
Because he's Wesley Snipes.
You going to jail now, motherfucker?
There's no racial overtones in that voice or anything like that.
Okay.
Dude, every time you talk as a black person, it's fucking hilarious.
It sounds like Joshua. It sounds like your Joshua impression.
No, you gotta go a little higher for Joshua. I mean, that's how you do it.
I gotcha. Well, I'm still fucking shocked that Jack Burton is the sidekick.
He
I
is
always
the
thought Jack
sidekick.
Burton in the Pork Chop Express was number one.
No.
Not who was it? Wang? Was that the other guy?
Wang, yes.
Wow, really?
Yep.
Like Wang had some cool scenes, and like the only time he was not the fucking the main star. Like
that's John Carpenter. That's how he wrote the movie. Is
really
Kurt Russell's character was the sidekick.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things you learn. All
Yeah,
right, guys. In television news, Netflix has inked an overall deal with the animation studio Titmouse. If you've never heard of Titmouse, but you might have seen some of their shows like The Venture Brothers, Super Jail, Black Dynamite, Metalocalypse. I'm just, that word. I'm just eating it up.
Metalocalypse.
Thank you.
Metalocalypse.
I couldn't say it at all. Or you may know it by the Netflix series Big Mouth. So they have signed an overall deal to create more content for Netflix. If you've never seen Venture Brothers, it's a really good series. Super Jail, not a big fan of Super Jail.
I didn't like Super Joe.
Yeah.
I think you have to be on some type of psychedelic to really enjoy that show.
I think it meets most of the criteria of people that watch Adult Swim, because there's so many programs. I'm like, I've not smoked anything, so I can't get into this. So
It's like with Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I got criticized for liking it. They're like, "Oh, you're a pothead." I was like, "I don't smoke weed, so
I love
only
Aqua
potheads
Teen.
like that show." And I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm not one, so I love it." And then like Adult Swim is weird, man. Like they'll have one good show and then like 5 other good shows that people watch, and you're like, "What the?" Like I never understood Tim and Eric.
Oh, me neither.
That's not my humor.
Oh, me neither. I have no clue. Like I don't.
And Eric Andre.
I love it. No,
I didn't get that either.
I do love Eric Andre. I will enjoy that. It is annoying. Who is typing?
Class. He's writing up his notes for his his patients.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Hey, I'm doing homework. But
oh, okay.
Whatever.
No, I'm doing their checklist, Joshua.
Coming out Friday on Netflix, a series that I've been pushing for a while since I heard about it. Lock and Key is finally coming. That's Joe Hill, who is let's see, Kennedy. Who is Joe Hill's dad?
Huh?
Who is Joe Hill's dad? The creator of Lock
Hank
and
Hill?
Key. No, it's not Hank Hill.
Good answer. That's what we're going with.
Yes, an animated character is Joe Hill, the writers.
Profane. Good one, Kennedy.
No,
In my head.
it is Stephen King. Joe Hill is Stephen King's son. He's been writing horror for a while. Lock and Key is one of the comics that he wrote. I think Joshua, you read Lock and Key, didn't you?
Nope.
Okay, awesome, wonderful, great story.
I will watch it though.
Brian read that, and I'm reading.
He's actually high on that.
I am high on it
He
too.
really is. I'm reading a thing called Basket Full of Heads.
Okay.
That's that very good. Here's the comic plug that Joe Hill's writing. Very, very good. But go ahead, Doc. I'm sorry, buddy.
Well, it's about this family that moves into this big Gothic house, and in the house it is. Well, I think it's called the Key House. They find keys that do different things when unlocking. Like one door you unlock, and when you walk through the door, you die and your ghost goes up. Other ones will change your physical appearance to like an animal. Bring out shadow warriors, which that was shown in the trailers. It's a very good comic if you've not read it, and hopefully the series will be really good. We're gonna get season 1 starting Friday. I'm super excited. I think everyone that's listening should definitely check it out, or go check it out the comic. You'll enjoy it. He also creates Nosferatu. If you've not seen the AMC series, which season 2 is getting finished up on. Sadly, I have not finished the first series because it's a bit slow.
There's a fucking series called Nosferatu on AMC.
Yes, I
missed that one.
Yes, it's about Zachary Quinto. Is kind of like a vampire that sucks the souls of young children, taking them to Christmas Town so that he can keep living longer.
Okay. I thought that was called something else. I didn't know it was called Nosferatu.
It's called Nosferatu. The book is called it's whatever the name of the car is called. I can't remember now.
I'm so glad he said the souls of young children. I thought he was going like a whole Penn State
No.
for a second.
Whoa. We don't talk about that guy.
Pull it back there, Doc. Sucks the souls of young children. Okay, sorry.
And then
He
continuing
was
on,
doing more than sucking me.
and then continuing on with Joe Hill, who has worked on different comic books with Mike Mignola, who is created Hellboy.
Yes.
And Chris Sanowski, which I don't know Chris right off the top of my head. But Chris has been doing writing for Doctor Who, and then he is requested to see if he could write for Doctor Who, and the BBC has told him no American will write for the BBC show, the Doctor Who show, even though many Americans have written for the audio novels and the comic book strips. But at this point, and they said, and if they did have an American, he would not be the one writing for them. So, there you go.
You Americans can't come here.
We'll put this one on Joshua. Hopefully he knows what. Well, maybe Kennedy too. One Piece. You guys a fan of One Piece or watched it?
I wasn't I tried watching it, and then I stopped, and then I restarted it again, and then I stopped. I just couldn't get into it.
Same here.
Okay. But apparently it's a huge show. Animated
it's got like 90,000 episodes.
Yeah. Let's see. The comic was first published in 1997, and they have been continuing on an anime series going on since 1999. It's still working. Well, now Netflix is going to be having a animated 10-episode live action, and it's being produced by the same people doing Cowboy Bebop, which at this moment we don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing.
Yeah, well, you better hope the guy doesn't get hurt. The lead.
No, because there's so many. Well, it's just, I mean, it's 10 episodes, but and then doesn't this guy have like weird like flexible limbs or something like that?
Well, basically, from what I watched and what I gathered, there's like these things called the devil fruit.
Okay.
Which whoever eats them, they get certain abilities, and he ate one of the fruits, and his ability was to stretch out. But the weirdest thing is, though, they eat the fruit, they can't swim.
Weird, and they're pirates, huh?
Yeah, there's like eight. They're like the eight something pirates, and they all have their flags like nations, and it's just like really weird. Like I don't even know how for like it's literally up to 900 episodes.
Oh my god!
And I just was like I wanted to watch it, but yeah, Luffy is like he wants to be the greatest pirate and find, I think, is it Blackbeard's fucking gold or some shit like that? But
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Right.
He's looking for the One Piece to become the Pirate King.
Yeah, whatever.
Yes.
I don't fucking know.
So you eat the devil's fruit, you lose your ability to swim, but you can do the splits.
For each person who eats the fruit, they are granted a power. Like one dude, I think he had he had like guns for hands or something like that. It was weird.
Well,
like
that's
I just
a cool power.
So
I'd give up
so
swimming
different.
for that.
So it's random powers when you eat the fruit.
just for each person who eats the fruit gets a different power. So his power was he was able to stretch his limbs out, and
That's fucking like Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, basically Mr. Fantastic.
Okay. Well, let me ask you guys, all right, if you had to eat this fruit, you can't swim anymore, but you get a superpower, what would you all pick?
Well,
Guns for hands? I mean, that's kind of fucking cool.
if you can't swim, you might as well get the large penis, right?
You can't jerk off if you have guns for hands. You know what
Well, I
I'm
mean,
saying?
I would say, yeah. Fuck that, damn. Yeah, you threw a wrench into that one. Because I jerk off way more than I gun, so I would,
could you,
yeah.
yeah, you could, because you just use the hole, right?
No, what if you blow your dick off?
Oh,
Is
shit.
it always loaded?
I don't know.
What are you talking about, my dick or the gun?
Yeah, exactly.
It's loaded after every 40 minutes.
Yeah, well, I would like the ability to have hands, and I could transform them to. So then if I need to, like, but then yeah, that'd be fucked. Like you get it, like put a gun in my head, some shit like that.
What is this, Sopranos?
Oh, I just, you get freaks sometimes.
So you're saying like what power would you want, but you couldn't swim?
Yeah, I could think of like I'd rather do a lot of shit other than swim. Like,
Well, also,
I would.
When was the last time he was in a pool, Chris?
I mean, like, right? Like, I'd much rather be like, I'm gonna go fly and like fly away, other than like I'm gonna swim, because like it's not like the second I touch water, I just can't even stand in water. But I get water over my head, then I'll be fucked.
but,
So like,
but if you fly,
I just-
I don't know. I just remember he's like, I can't fall in the water or I'll die. And I was just like, this is weird.
so yeah, like let's say you're flying and you're going over the Atlantic. Well, what happens if something hits you and you fall, and you're going?
Well, then you're
dead.
fucked.
Yeah.
But like, I would just
Then
not
you're
fly
one
over the
pieced out.
Atlantic. Yeah. What would you pick, Kennedy? Like, give up swimming. When's the last time you swam, buddy?
We go swimming every summer. We have a lake right near us, so we go to.
Okay,
Oh, you live here? We fucking go to Hardy all the time.
Okay. But
It's called a
give
creek.
that up, and you could just hang out and barbecue out there. You don't have to get in the water, but you have the superpower to do fucking like whatever you want. Like, wouldn't you give up swimming?
Oh yeah, I would totally give swimming.
I mean, like that doesn't sound that big of a question. Like give up swimming.
They
That's
literally live in the water. Like, you're not comprehending this. It's like,
But, like, stay on a boat, and then if you can't, like, if the boat starts to sink, then like use your gun arms to hijack another boat. Like, I don't know, you could manage it. Like, you could be okay.
Well, like one of them, their ability is to transform into any
A boat.
any
You're
person. Transform into any person. I mean, that would be a good ability, wouldn't
Yeah, I
it?
would transform into someone that could swim. I transform into fucking what's the Olympic medalist guy.
What would
Michael Phelps?
from transferring into
Michael
a shark?
Phelps. Fucking perfect. You see that? The problem solved. You just can't swim. Like, well, that's such a
You can breathe underwater, but you have to sit still.
transform into Aquaman. You're fine. I don't get that. Like that, it's such a flaw in that devil fruit. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry, guys.
I have a question for you.
Apologize.
One of our local comic book stores on their Facebook page has been doing a battle royale, and it's different characters. It seems to be a lot of Dragon Ball Z characters. Well, they had One Punch Man versus Hulk, and a lot of people were voting for Hulk. What are your thoughts on all this?
One Punch Man would win.
Yeah, One Punch. Given the what we know about One Punch Man, he wins that easily.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I'm just figuring maybe there's not a lot of people that know One Punch
Doomsday
Man.
could beat the Hulk.
Oh yeah, Thanos beat the Hulk.
Thanos beat the shit out of the Hulk.
Yeah, he was scared to come
That's
out.
Marvel Cinematic Universe Thanos, though.
No.
I don't know who One Punch Man is, but
Oh, you should watch One Punch
You
Man.
should watch One
Oh,
Punch Man.
this you should watch this piece of shit.
oh, this little bald guy?
Yeah.
That
Satire,
little
dude.
motherfucker was he can beat people up with one punch?
Oh yeah, that's
Yep,
all it takes. One
pretty
punch.
much.
Yep.
Mike
One
Tyson
punch.
would fuck that kid up.
I was.
No, he would kill Mike
You
Tyson.
have to watch the show, dude. It's satire. It's not supposed to be taken
Oh, really?
seriously.
Okay, I got you.
But you want to know how he was able to get so powerful, class?
100
Jerking off?
push-ups.
100
He did
push-ups.
100
And what?
100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 jumping jacks.
Every day.
Did he run
Every
too,
day.
or something like that too?
I think he ran a mile.
Yeah.
And he did that because I can't remember correctly. I think he got beat up or something like that, or he got mugged.
So I was seeing.
No, he saved someone from like a villain, and like he poked like it was Crabman, and he was just like, "I'm tired of being a loser." And he just like,
Yeah, he's like, I'm
it
tired of
just-
being a loser.
And then didn't the one guy become a villain too? Like the guy who saved or
one guy.
something like that. That first episode. I thought he became.
no.
Okay.
He has this apprentice with him
Yes.
throughout the entire show.
Saitama?
And the apprentice is the quintessential, just over dramatic anime character who wants to be the best. And like One Punch Man is just so nonchalant.
He doesn't care.
Yeah,
He'll just beat
Like-
the shit out of something, and his apprentice is like, "How the fuck did he do it?"
like when he told him, he's like, "How did you get so strong, Sensei?" He's like, "Do you really want to know?" And he's like, "Yes." He's like, "I did this 100 push-ups." He's like, "What? That
Is
can't
he
be
fucking
right."
with me?
Yeah.
So I was checking out the they're making a One Punch Man video game, which I'm like, what really can you do? And apparently, what you're doing is you're fighting monsters. And what is One Punch Man's name? You guys know?
Saitama.
Yeah,
Okay.
Saitama. Yeah.
You see him. He is running to you. So you're trying to either survive long enough for him to show up, or you're beating the creatures. Because and then he shows up and he just like bang, you're dead. It's over.
I'm watching
that's
Super Epic.
anticlimactic.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm watching Super Epic Saitama All Fights Best Scenes. It's a 12-minute video, so I'm just gonna be watching this while we're talking. You guys have totally piqued my interest in this.
Oh yeah,
All
you
the
might like
fights
it.
are literally just him like dodging,
Yes.
and then he's like, "All right, I guess I got to punch this guy," and then he punches him,
And it's over.
ends it.
The best one was the ending when he fights like that god alien, and the god alien was like, "I gotta go supernova on you," and he's like, "All right." He punches the guy like a bunch of times, but then he's like, "All right, now I gotta get serious." Medium style punch. He just
Oh
kills him.
shit!
It makes fun of animes is what it does.
Okay, I'm digging this. I'm digging this, and he can take a punch.
Oh yeah, it doesn't bother him
You
at all.
know what, class? You enjoy Bill Burr, right? You like Bill Burr as a
I love
comedian?
Bill Burr. Yes.
Go on YouTube and put Bill Burr discovers One Punch Man.
Oh, really?
And it
Is
is
it
like the
good?
greatest thing ever.
Okay. Damn, this dude just knocked One Punch Man's wig off. And One Punch Man, if you just want to have fun, you shouldn't have gotten any stronger. Oh, and he just decked this fucking dude. Wow.
I'm so glad we turned him onto this. This is great.
He punched this dude so hard it knocked all his clothes off. That's some shit right there.
This is one of the best episodes of fucking Crackin' Nerds ever.
Oh, dude. Thank you guys so much.
All right,
Thank you guys
so
much.
as you're watching this, we'll get into video game news. And U.S. federal court is saying being muted in video game chat is not a civil rights violation. Federal court has handed down what seemed like a no-brainer decision because a
Jesus Christ.
player.
I'm sorry, One Punch Man just punched this dude with his ass. And the dude went flying across the arena. I'm sorry, Doc.
A RuneScape player in Pennsylvania sued Jagex for muting him in RuneScape, and then said they violated his First Amendment rights to free speech.
You keep calling it RuneScape?
What is it?
RuneScape.
RuneScape. R-U-N.
Rune.
If I'm reading Run, R-U-N, Scape.
No, it's RuneScape.
There's supposed to be E after the N then. If
Yes.
it's called
Yeah, somebody typoed it.
No, I'm reading it, so I'm saying Run and then Escape. So Run Escape. RuneScape. You say RuneScape,
Somebody
I
typed
say
it wrong,
RuneScape.
bro.
All right,
Classes
anyway.
enjoy fucking One Punch Man.
No.
I'm also liking the way Doc is like is pronouncing this, and Kennedy's like, "Bro, you're wrong."
But no, it's R-U-N.
I have this muted.
What is R-U-N?
Huh?
Kennedy, what's R-U-N?
Somebody typed it wrong.
And then what is Escape?
This is like fucking Family Guy with fucking villain.
Go
Villains.
cool whip. Say
Cool
cool,
whip.
cool. Say whip, whip. Say cool whip, cool whip.
So, so how often have you guys having to mute somebody when you're in game chat?
All the goddamn time.
I'm never in game chat because I'm never fucking chatting with someone when I'm playing on the game.
Unless it's
say
someone that
that-
I'm playing a game with, I
Yeah.
mute all those fucks.
I
know-
would say that,
I know,
it's a lot less than it was back on Xbox 360 days.
Yeah, that was because you couldn't control it, right?
No, you could mute people, but man, everybody had a fucking microphone back then. Now it's like
It's
you
crickets.
barely find anybody
It's
with a
crickets.
microphone.
That's
Why?
true.
They come with
That's
the
true.
Xboxes.
No, they don't come with that Xbox.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, mine came with a fucking microphone.
Ooh,
Then you
look
had a
at
special
Yeah, you had a special one.
package.
And it was so, dude, back in 360 days, it was so fun to hear people just
Say the
like,
N-word?
yeah, I was gonna say just 12-year-olds just get crazy racist and then you could just like, oh, it was so. I liked it. I don't know. I
remember playing Call of Duty with my friend, and we were playing against these kids, and they're just like, "What? Are you a N-word? Oh, N-word this." And I'm like, "Yo, shut the fuck up." And my black friend's like, "Dude, I deal with this all the time."
yeah.
He's like, "They'll never say
played
this shit to my face, though."
Since they brought Halo Reach to the MCC, have you played it all?
I have not.
Dude, it's like they brought back, because everybody is nostalgic for it, but everybody's older now. So
Right.
you get into the chats now, and it's not 12-year-old kids anymore doing it. It's adults, but every single one of them is doing it for the fun of it. And it makes it so good. Like everybody's
I'm
just in there
downloading that
fucking
right
with
now,
each other.
Kennedy.
That's
Oh man, you guys! God, I'm so glad I didn't work today. You guys have just turned me on to so much good shit. I'm gonna get this right now. Halo Reach.
I was
didn't realize
I was
that.
playing Overwatch Monday, and this one guy's playing Soldier 76, and he's just sitting there, and nobody else is talking. And he's just complaining. He's like, "Where the fuck are you, Mercy? I did my ult. Why aren't you not on me to protect me? What the fuck? Wherever you are." And like at a certain point, we were struggling, and then like I just like, "Fuck it, we need to get this." So I just started doing my thing, taking over the game as Moira, which everybody hates me as Moira because I can fucking do shit.
This is Overwatch.
Yes, this is Overwatch. So we get through and we push the objective, we knock it out, and then all of a sudden it's like, and it was like, Moira, 5 gold stars. He was like, "We had a Moira on our team? What the fuck? Why didn't you heal me?" And I was just like, I had 5 fucking gold stars. It means I healed everybody and had to kill things. Fuck you so. And then later on, guy fucking pops up in my game again. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I have to.
Stalking,
I know.
stalking you.
It was just, and he's
on
he's
your
complaining
first
again.
list.
He's like, "Oh my god, where the fuck? We need some fucking shields. What the fuck, everybody? What's going on?" It's just like, oh my god, this is why I don't turn on my headset, because they don't want to hear me bitching at people. What the fucking worst team? All right, what we were talking about, what we were going to try to talk about on the last show was the IGN did a best comics of the decade.
Ooh.
And so I want to go through the list and see, have you read it? What do you think? Should it be on the list? The first one is Brian Michael Bendis, which this one actually was created. Word on the street was when they were going to be making a new Spider-Man that Andrew Garfield became a part of. There was a real big push for what, Joshua?
Mhm.
Okay.
Puerto Ricans.
Oh yes, a black or Puerto Rican Spider-Man. And now
We had a Puerto Rican Spider person. It was
and-
that Spider Girl.
well, no, there's Miles Morales is Puerto Rican too, isn't he?
Yeah, but he wasn't. No, he's half black, half Hispanic.
Araña was I forgot about her. She was before Miles Morales.
Yep. And everyone's like, "Oh, he's the first Hispanic." I was like, "Nope." And everyone gets upset when I say that.
It was a chick and a Puerto Rican. Yeah, that's right. You had the Boricua Spider-Woman. Yep. I forgot about that. Fuck.
So whenever everybody says he's the first, I'm like, he's the first black Spider-Man, but he ain't the first Hispanic one. And I'm not doing it out of fucking. I'm doing it because I don't want people to think that. So, but they that's why they did it. Like that's why he put in Miles in the Ultimate Universe.
That's correct. Ultimate Comics Spider-Man was created because of a big fan push.
No. Miles Morales, not.
Well, I mean Miles Morales is what I'm talking about. Yeah. But that's why it was created, so that because there was a big push to have a black Spider-Man, and I
feel like this is wrong though, because when initially he created Miles Morales, a lot like that first, I want to say that first, not 10-issue run, but I think about the first 8 issues, it was boring, like nothing happened, and people were complaining. Like he really had to like dig deep to make that.
No, just for, but there was a big push because Donald Glover was a lot of people were saying, oh, it should be Donald Glover, should be the next Spider-Man. And that's why in the second season of Community on the first episode, he's wearing a Spider-Man outfit, which then again shows up in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse too, if you've not seen that movie.
Wait a minute, I thought I think that's, you sure that's right? Because I feel like Miles Morales came out, when did they kill? I was with Alyssa 2014.
Yeah, because that was an ultimatum.
It was
Spider-Man died.
It was an announcement.
He was brought out in wasn't it like Ultimate Spotlight or something number 4?
No, he was because I think that was way after fucking that Donald Glover should be fucking Spider-Man bullshit.
It came out in 2011.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Ultimate Fallout number 4.
Yeah, because he was there when Spider-Man. He sees Spider-Man like die from getting shot by the Punisher. That's how
Ultimate Spider-Man got blown up.
No, he got shot by the Punisher. If you remember,
I thought he got blown up in Ultimatum.
No, not Ultimatum. Ultimatum, it was entirely something different. He was fighting his last stand. Like I think he fought Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Then fucking the Punisher shot him, and all the fucking runes. He just had a bad day, and he just fucking dies in the middle of the street or something like that.
Yeah.
And I remember fucking Miles Morales was like, you see it when they introduced Miles. Miles was there when he dies, like he sees him die in the street. So I was like, man. If he says that, if Doc's got the information from him, I just vaguely remember like that whole Donald Glover should be Spider-Man shit was like way after.
I'm looking at Ultimatum right now, and he got blown up when Hulk busted. Like Hulk was in that Hulk smash mumbo jumbo, and like he was in this. It was when Hulk. Where were they? They were at Doctor Strange's house. Yeah. That's what it says. Like Spider-Man, it says like Hulk don't. Doctor Strange house, it's filled with all kinds of mumbo jumbo, and Hulk just busts in and says Hulk smash mumbo jumbo, and then boom, fuck Lake was up, and you just see Spider-Man, you see Mary Jane Walker, a beat up Spider-Man mask, and he's dead.
Yeah, I remember it definitely because Ultimatum was when fucking Magneto went fucking nuts.
Yeah,
they killed Cyclops and fucking Hank Pym fucking like died too. Like,
yeah, I don't fucking strangle Doctor Strange. Ultimatum was brutal. You read, didn't you?
Which one?
Ultimate,
I've read some of it.
I'm gonna look it up
because I remember that Hulk was a sex fiend. Oh,
that was Ultimate.
Yeah. This is like Wolverine gets all his adamantium, like, or gets fucking. Doesn't he get like all the skin blown off his adamantium?
So,
no, he gets evaporated.
So Joshua,
Yes.
In 2010, Donald Glover campaigns for Spider-Man audition, which started the hashtag Donald for Spider-Man. This article was written May 30th, 2010. The Miles Morales comic didn't come out until 2011, and they were starting to work on it in 2010. Again, I know what I'm talking about.
Well, you got the information in front of you. I just don't. I remember that because I was.
The reason I know. The reason I know is because I'm a huge Community fan. So, and I've seen a lot of this information and thought it was interesting that they created Miles based upon the wanting Donald to be the next one in the Amazing Spider-Man. And then he shows up in Homecoming, and then that Community episode is shown in Into the Spider-Verse.
There you go. Apologies, class. This is what I got. It goes. During the Death of Spider-Man storyline, Spider-Man finds that Norman Osborn has reformed the Ultimate Six with Vulture, replacing Spider-Man. While searching for them following Dr. Octopus's death, Spider-Man threw himself in front of Captain America when he was targeted by Punisher and got shot. Upon dressing the room, Spider-Man fought the Ultimate Six, where they injure him further. Before Electro could attack Spider-Man, Aunt May shot him enough for him to discharge energy that knocked out Kraven the Hunter. Sandman and Vulture, Spider-Man and Green Goblin continue their fight, which led to a mutual kill. So I think Ultimatum was something else that happened, but I remember him distinctly dying from getting fucked up.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't read a lot of Ultimate shit when it came out because I was kind of in and out of comics around that time. Like I started getting back into comics when Ultimate shit was coming out. Yeah. And then I had heard about how brutal some of the stuff was with the Blob eating Wasp. Yeah. And then like Giant Man basically like I think
bites his fucking head off.
Yeah, bit his head off. And so I bought the hardcover and I'm actually looking through it now. Man, Jeff Loeb was like at his like finest in this, and then you have David Finch doing the art. Yep. I it's like this is highly recommended if you see some shit. I mean, Magneto, this is all spoiler alert. Magneto like snapped, everyone fucking dies. This is like a Game of Thrones episode, miniseries of comic books. So good, so many people died that you're just like, what the fuck.
Fucking Cyclops gets his head blown off. I thought that was so fucked up.
Yeah, you think it's the end, and Cyclops gets fucking shot. You don't even see who shoots him, I don't think.
Yeah, like that's like one of the things I was like, fuck, who killed, like what happens to the Ultimate X-Men after this?
Yeah, because he blasts Magneto's head off. Magneto fucked Wolverine up. It was some good shit here.
So Joshua, do you feel like
I'm looking through it? I haven't read this in so long. I'm sorry, fellas.
So Joshua, do you feel like the Ultimate Spider-Man works as one of the top of the decade?
I mean, I can agree with that for the simple fact that that's what brought me back into comic books was the Ultimate line, and I enjoyed reading Ultimate Spider-Man. I have like the first. I think I have the first 2 or 3 trades, and everything else I have up to issue 100. Okay. Single issue. So yeah, the Ultimate Spider-Man run was really important to me, so I enjoy it.
Next on the list looks like the Revolutionary of Batman by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, with his run on it recently, and now like pretty much he's allowed to do whatever he wants to with DC at this moment. How hot he is. The Batman series.
Yes.
I only read a couple, but those two did the Court of Owls, right?
Yes. That's what we're talking about in that run of three different graphic novels in that group. That was great reading.
What
Death in the Family
was really good.
The Count of Owls.
I didn't like that, Doc. I love that.
I didn't like Death in the Family. I thought that was just like I was reading it and I was like I expected more, and the way it ended, I was just like, eh.
It left everything was good, and then at the end where like Joker jumps down or like it looks like he falls down that fucking well or whatever was going on with all that shit, like it did. You're just like, really? You didn't really get a payoff. It was like you had so much build up, and Joker with his fucking tied on face, like the fucking Joe's Garage or whatever Joker, like it looked so cool, and like you expected like some of the heroes to die, and like no one died.
Nope.
And the whole thing was called like Death of the Family, or Death in the Family, or whatever.
I thought it was Death of the Family or something like that. But yeah, the City of Owls and the Count of Owls, which are really good.
So good.
I would say, what of Owls?
The City of Owls.
What'd you say before that? You said Count of Owls?
Yeah, it's Court of Owls, but you know.
No, Court of Owls. The Court of Owls and the City of Owls.
Whatever.
I'm looking at the fucking trades right in front of me, motherfucker. Signed by Greg Capullo himself.
I got the mask, motherfucker. Don't play with me.
Oh yeah, the mask is pretty cool. I want to get that.
That came with the hardcover.
I want to get the pop if I ever get that of the Joker. Now this one I've not read.
I want to get the DC Direct or the 6-inch Joker figure of that. I never have seen that.
I don't think that's out yet, right? Another
Pretty
comic
cool.
I have not heard. It's called Hark a Vagrant. Kicked off in
Haven't heard of it.
2007. It was a web comic first, and then put on shelves in 2011. Let's see. It's about Edgar Allan Poe, I guess. Anybody have read it?
Nope.
Not me.
All right. Next one, some of us have read and enjoyed very much. Brian K. Vaughan's. You guys know what it is?
Why the Last Man?
No, not Why the Last Man.
Ex Machina?
No, not Ex Machina.
This is in the past decade, right?
Yes, God.
Runaways?
You're just toying with it, aren't you?
Colder.
Yeah,
Colder.
It would
I
be.
don't know. You comic.
It would be.
I don't know.
It would be Saga. Is probably one of considered
Okay.
probably one of the best comics out there right now. About two different species that during a major war hook up, have a baby, and because of this baby that they're not supposed to have, causes the entire war to stop and them to be hunted down and murdered. And some definitely crazy characters. Brian K. Vaughan has said that Saga probably can never be created in any kind of media outside of comics, so don't ever expect a movie or a TV series. I think it would take a lot to pull that off.
You could do an animated series.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could do anything animated. The TV head people, like, I tried getting into it. I'm the only person I've ever met that could not get into Saga.
How did you
And
not get into Saga?
to my
It's so
defense,
good.
I haven't given it a fair shot. Everyone I know loves it. But, yeah, I just couldn't. I don't know if it was just kind of too far out there for me or what, but I was trying, but I didn't make it past 5 or 6 issues. So it's probably one of those I need to dive a little deeper in.
I'd say you need to pop 2 trades, but you really shouldn't even take 2 trades to get you turned. I mean, it's a really good series.
I'll try to give it another shot because Brian was really big on it, and he's the one that tried to turn me onto it. And I was like,
Yeah.
bro, I can't get into that, man. Like these TV head people, and like the dude looks like kind of like a ram, but then the
Oh,
chick
I mean,
was
yeah,
like,
the characters are just these incredible sci-fi style creations.
yeah.
But
yeah.
if you just put them in as regular characters, it's a whole different beast.
Sure. Yeah.
The next series that is on the list is Matt Fraction's, not his Sex Criminals, though is a really good series. It's Hawkeye that he did for Marvel. Actually, Class and I were discussing this before we went on the air because I'm actually in the middle of reading it right now on the Marvel Unlimited app and enjoying the series very much. It's kind of like put Hawkeye as try to live every day, like not as the big superhero. He's just trying to get by and not get killed, and just wants to relax but he can never relax because of who he is.
Because he's fucking Hawkeye, and
He's
everybody
just
wants to
Hawkeye.
buy Hawkeye.
That's right.
And some of the cover art on these stories, I'm sorry, Doc, when we were talking earlier, I said a lot of black and white covers, but the way you mentioned it, you said they're very simplistic. It is a very artistic. I'm really big into like a lot of these. I mean, coming from like a graphic design background and like an art background, I love the art. It is very simplistic, very, very simplistic, but fuck, man, I love the art from this series. I can't, and the covers alone, a lot of silhouettes. I can't say enough about like the art itself. I haven't read them though.
You haven't read them? It's
So-
good. You should definitely check it out.
Okay, I'm gonna do that too. Put that on my list.
The
Yeah,
next,
put it on the list.
Put it on my list of shit that I
Class.
probably will never get to. But no, I've always wanted because I've just loved the art on it. Art alone.
the next one on the list is Jason Aaron's. Class, you know
Southern
which one?
Bastards?
No, not Southern Bastards.
Jason Aaron's Men of Wrath.
Not Men of Wrath.
Jason Aaron's Thor.
It is Thor.
Nice.
And his
very
run-
good series.
His run where Thor is taking on Gore the God Butcher, where Gore is hunting down all the gods and just murdering them. And
Yeah.
Oh shit!
and the
That
story
sounds good.
and the story
It
is
is good.
the story is told in 3 different timelines, like of the young Thor before he just has his axe, right? And then Thor with Mjolnir, and then Thor, they're looking like Odin, like he's the last person in Asgard ready to stand against Gore the God Butcher.
Yeah, it's a
I wonder if
damn
that
good
Thanos is on
series.
there.
What's that?
Thanos run. I wonder if that's on there.
I don't think it is. We're rolling through.
I don't think Thanos is in that series. It's damn good. I definitely recommend because there was Thor God of Thunder, but then there was just Thor by Jason Aaron, the complete collection.
Yes.
And it's fucking it's damn good. I highly recommend the Jason Aaron Thor.
And then he continued on with Jane Foster taking over Thor, which is now what they're going to create the new movie based upon.
Yeah, but who cares?
No, there are people that care.
Not me.
It's the only way to get Natalie Portman. They're like, we'll make you Thor. Okay.
Yes, because she wasn't saying, no, I want to go back to Marvel so bad. Badmouth Marvel. We'll make you Thor. Okay.
Well, and then you got Batman's going to be the villain in it, so it's I call everyone by their gimmick names, I guess. Batman's going to be the villain against Jane Thor, so I'm looking forward to that.
The next one is Time by Randall Munroe. I've not heard of this, but a Hugo Award-winning comic in the form of 3,009 images that were posted every 30 minutes to an hour for 4 months to create the comic.
Sounds fun.
Interesting.
So,
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen it, never heard of it.
Next one following up, and actually has taken a lot of what Sabrina in the Netflix series is Afterlife with Archie, where I think the story is Jughead's dog dies, Sabrina brings it back, and then somebody gets bit, and they all get turned into zombies.
Oh, man,
Fuck,
that is
that sounds metal.
Yeah, they I think they wanted to go a little bit different. Mark Waid, Chip Sardansky, and Fiona Stables were the ones behind creating this new, trying to get it out of like the 50s and get a little bit a newer look for Archie. If you're
let's get that realistic look for Archie over there.
He looks like a frat boy in it.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I mean, he has like the sweater and like the button shirt underneath it and all that shit. But I'm looking at the pictures on this. I'm trying to type along on the iPad while you're mentioning this. Jughead, zombie Jughead looks fucking dope, man.
Yeah.
This is very, very cool shit, Doc.
Yes. I've not
And some
read
very
it.
cool covers. It looks like some of the covers are played off of like one looks like The Shining. Like they're doing like homages to some of these on some of these. I'm eBaying this shit. I'm gonna look for some of this stuff. I need some of this. Was this a miniseries, Doc?
Yeah, it was a miniseries.
Okay. Mm.
It started with Life Archie, and then they sent it off to the zombie apocalypse after that.
Nice.
And this is the next one. It was actually a kind of a group, which seems kind of weird. They're putting Lumberjanes, Miss Marvel, and the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl together. Which Lumberjanes is actually pretty good about these book of kind of like a bunch of young girls, or different, their own binary, whatever, at a camp where they're discovering things and themselves.
That sounds fun.
Well.
No, they're going on adventures and everything else. It's actually a good little book there if you've not seen it. The Wicked and Divine is another really good one about what is it? Every 20, 30 years, kind of like Ragnarok. The old gods die and the new gods come, and it's about the very end of when the new old gods are there. Any of y'all read it?
I don't know anything about this.
Check out The Wicked and Divine. That is good. Bitch Plan is next one on their list. I have not read it. I've got a couple of copies. It's about a planet that is an all-female prison.
That sounds fucking hot.
Yep.
Like maximum caged heat or something.
Caged heat. I like it.
Going forward next is Black Panther by Ta-Nehisi Coates. I've not read that. I've heard it's good.
Yeah, I haven't read it.
It's good for the people of Wakanda.
They said a lot of that influence came from what Ryan Coogler movie was based upon. Mr. Miracle by Tom King, I hear, is a big one. I have not read that myself. Anybody else has read Mr. Miracle yet?
I haven't, but I heard that is a very good read. Brian may have told me. I get a lot of my or I used to get a lot of. Brian doesn't read that many comics anymore, but he used to give me a lot of suggestions, and I believe that was Mr. Miracle may have been one that he gave me that I never did pick up on. But I've always liked the Mr. Miracle character. I always thought he was pretty cool.
It's a 12-issue miniseries. They say kind of on the same style of storytelling as The Watchmen.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
The Immortal Hulk.
What was it?
The Immortal Hulk. That's when, didn't they kill Bruce Banner and then he came back?
Yes. Yeah. And they chopped him up into pieces and kept him in. They did. They chopped Hulk, Bruce Banner up into pieces, or maybe Hulk into pieces. And apparently, while he's in this formaldehyde or whatever, his brain, his head comes alive, and his parts just fucking start hulking out and busting out, and the Hulk forms once again. You have beautiful covers with by Alex Ross.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And the story itself is pretty fucking I've read maybe 5 to 8 of the first issues through the first 2 trades, I think. So maybe
it's only been
12?
out for about a year and a half, so it started around.
It's fairly new.
Yeah,
it's fairly new. And a buddy of mine named Eric, he turned me onto that shit, and it's I was sold on the covers alone because Alex Ross covers are just beautiful. But the story itself is really, really at least the first dozen of them are really cool. I don't know where it's at now. It's up to issue maybe 28, 29 now.
Okay.
But from what I've seen of it, thumbs up.
And then the last one is the most recent one, actually came out last year. Jonathan Hickman's House of X and Powers of X. Which
the X-Men one?
Yep.
Yeah, man. I haven't read all of Powers of X, but House of X, I started reading that, and I'm getting that mixed up with some of the new run on X-Men. But House of X was, what I would recommend is, if people haven't read it, go on YouTube and watch Comic Books Explained or Comics Explained. Mm-hmm. And this dude breaks down House of X and Powers of X very, very well. They do it way better, and it's at least an hour per episode. But it'll give a rundown, and he goes panel by panel, art page by page, and does a great job of doing it. And I couldn't recommend that one enough. It's a very cool. Even though I never finished reading it myself, I watched the videos. And fucking House of X looked super dope. It's all about Maura McTaggart, and she was always just the side or the main piece for Professor X, but come to find out she's not even the side piece, because it was his main piece, but come to find out she was I think she was a mutant, and even though she would die, but she would come back, and she would always evolve, and she's been around for years and years and years. It's kind of a crazy story. So,
but in the comics, it's about them setting up their own society. All mutants are only allowed to go to this new world,
a new island that they have.
Your regular humans are not even allowed to be there unless guided by a mutant, I think, or something like that.
Right. And so that is where once House of X and Powers of X end, that's where this new X-Men kicked off. And I believe when you guys had me on a few months back, and I suggested the first part of X-Men, or the first series of X-Men, this new series of X-Men, it takes off on this island called Krakoa, something like that. And that's where I said there's a crazy assassination, and it's I think X-Men is only up to issue 6 right now.
Yeah, I don't think it's
so. Much. It's that is a very good series, and that comes right on the heels of House of X and Power of X.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was IGN's kind of their top novels of the last decade. I think we all agree a lot of these are strong candidates for that. Do you all have any suggestions of things that might have been left out?
Shit, if I'm going to be honest, fucking Deadly Class and just phenomenal.
Yeah, that got fucked.
I can't add much to this conversation, but I really enjoyed Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, but that wasn't in the last decade.
Vader Down was a very good. It's a Star Wars book, obviously, but that was really good.
I know. Here we go, Kylo Ren. You like Kylo Ren?
Say
we
that
know.
again. I liked Kylo Ren. I thought he was good in the first and good in the last movie. So
Aren't you reading the comic or something?
I think Kylo Ren is it's a very good miniseries going on.
Okay.
But that's kind of this decade. The last decade. Man, I've read so much shit. I don't know. I'll think of something. I'll let you guys know.
All right.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, then that will bring the show to a close. Kennedy, what'd you learn this week?
I don't know how to pull out.
I don't know if anybody saw that. I did.
What with the kid?
Yeah.
Like I don't like it just says with the picture of the baby, right?
Yeah, read what it says on the fucking thing, dumbass.
A little brother big.
Reverse it now.
Big brother. Brother big.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Whoa! Wait a second. Congratulations, Kennedy. Is there another one on the way?
There's another Kennedy.
Oh, my
on the way,
Lord.
Nice. Are you going with still the X-Men theme as far as names go, bro?
Actually,
Magnus.
He already has Magnus.
You got Xavier.
His
right?
name is Magnus. His middle name is Magnus.
yeah.
Oh, his middle name's Magnus. You got to go with Xavier on the next one.
He
His
is
name is
Xavier.
Xavier Magnus. Oh my God. Okay. Then you got to go with like Scott Logan for the next one, or like.
Logan.
Yeah, bro, that's so dope, man. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
That's cool.
More beer for us at Concave.
I know.
But Brandy is. She's not going to go with me to Concave now.
What?
But she's picking the name out for this one. She's saying it's going to be a girl. She swears up and down it's going to be a girl. And she's going with the name Arlandria.
Arlandria, okay. Well, there's
So we
also
got two
more.
A's being born.
Okay.
Alexa.
That's.
Yeah, it's it's her favorite Foo Fighters song.
Oh, okay.
People are Foo Fighter fans?
What'd you say?
I said people are Foo Fighter fans?
Oh, how dare you, Doc? You not?
No, not really. No.
Oh,
It's
Foo
okay.
Fighters.
It's all right. Like it's all sounds the same thing. I'm impressed by his drumming skills. That's about it, though.
Man, we can't. Nah. Everlong is the greatest song of all time.
Oh, the acoustic
No.
version is so good too.
I know, but I still love that song. So
It is
Honestly, the greatest song of all time, and it's going to be fucked up, but Yellow Ledbetter, I think, is the greatest song of all time. But
Ooh, no, you can't understand any of the words he says.
that's half of the 90s.
That's true. The greatest song of all time is "Blow Up the Outside World" by Soundgarden.
Good band.
I thought it was
don't know if
Spoon
I
Man.
remember the song. What?
Spoon Man's a good song too, but "Blow Up
Man's
the
a
Outside
horrible
World."
song.
Jesus Christ, Soundgarden. Now we're even getting worse.
Oh, how dare you,
What
Doc?
the
This will be the
fuck,
last show
Doc?
I'm ever on.
What are y'all going to be talking about? Four Non Blondes next and tell how awesome they are?
And I say,
Sucks so,
will I say?
that sucks so bad.
oh God,
well,
Soundgarden was unbelievable.
Class, what'd you learn this week?
I learned that Kennedy's going to be a dad. That's pretty
Again.
cool. Whoa, Joshua, what'd you say, bro?
I said again. He's going to be a dad.
Oh, again. Okay, I didn't know. All right, okay, never mind.
This will be the third time he's going to be a daddy.
Nice, congratulations. Yeah, again.
Joshua, what'd you learn this week? Oh, sorry,
You
Class.
know what I learned?
What's
You
that?
want to know what I learned? I learned when people bitch and moan about fucking games and don't get their fucking way, they go on strike.
That's right.
bitches.
That's true. Yep, the whales don't want to spend the money anymore. Now Joshua's a whale. They're
I'm
gonna,
not the whale.
They're gonna get-
I'm not a whale. I'm not spending fucking. These people spend 6 figures, 5 figures. I'm never getting to that.
well, with the whales go away, the $500 becomes the whales, right?
No, they're just the whales are just people. The people who spend massive amounts of money. There's people literally that spend money every paycheck on this game. I'm not one of those people. I don't know what to say. As much as I love playing this game, I think these people are just a little fucking overboard with this, and it's sad. Because I just want to tell them, hey, did you ever watch that episode of South Park? Because that's what a mobile game is supposed to do. And
Yep.
they're saying like, oh, one fucking person was like, oh, well, this is kind of like a thing that starts gambling addiction, and I'm like, when you gamble, there's a chance for you to get money back. You're not getting anything
You're
back
not getting
of
anything
monetary
back.
value with this fucking game. And if you're that fucking stupid to think that, then you're a moron.
Yep.
And I just think it's fucking hilarious and whatever. So that's what I learned this week. Fucking.
Joshua was being the voice of reason on spending too much on mobile games. What the
Because-
fuck? This is the Twilight Zone, bro.
It's not because I've always been. I know what I'm spending my money on. I can literally. I will never. There's nothing I can say to justify the amount of money I spent on this game, other than the fact that I wanted to do it. But the fact that they're like, oh, it's unfair how this game is being done, and and I'm like, I honestly, I get mad because I'm like, you guys literally spend the most money on the game. You have the best characters. You have everything on the top of this fucking game, and you're upset because why? Because everyone's catching up to you. Now you want to be better than, like, it's just stupid. And I just got really upset when I saw this, and I'm just like, ugh. So laugh all you want. I don't care.
Oh, wow.
Because if this game goes under because of this, I'm literally going to be upset.
Yeah, you should be. You've invested a lot of time, money, and effort into this shit.
Yeah. Like,
But, yeah. Are people talking about it going under? Like, is it gotten to that point?
no, it's just like the people who are, because the game company, like we said last week, the company bought the game, and now this company gets the game, and they're like, well, what's going on here? Oh, players are bitching and moaning. They don't want to spend money. Da-da-da-da-da. Like, well, what's to say the company goes, you know what, fuck it. We'll just cut this game and then cut our losses. Because these idiots want to act like little fucking children. And I'm like, why? Like, I don't get that. Like, I just don't get that. These, like, bro, there's literally people that have spent six figures on this game. And I'm like, what are you complaining about? Like, you
That's crazy.
and you know what the funny thing is, Doc, you're gonna laugh at this.
What?
And with the research that they've been doing about this, somebody pointed out, one person, not a group of people, one person spent $2 million on a mobile app game.
Why?
And they were like, well, I don't like the way the game's going. I'm going to boycott this game because you're not getting any of my money. They just got $2 million fucking dollars. You literally paid the salaries of all these people. You think they care anymore? Like,
Exactly. They don't
$2
care.
million bucks on what fucking game? Like, I get pissed off if I buy a game that's $60 and they're like, you want the season pass for 20? I'm like, y'all can suck my dick, man, because like, no, I just
I'll
spent
have the
60.
information next time. Because the guy pointed it out, and he's like, well, if anybody wants to know like how a boycott has worked, the guy who spent $2 million on this game, he was boycotting it, and they were like, well, you need to change the game, and they changed the game, and I'm like,
They already got their money. They
yeah,
don't give a
like
shit.
they got $2 million out of one person. One person.
Wow.
Sports teams pay people millions of dollars. One person paid a fucking game $2 million.
So
Yeah.
this is Strike Force, or what's it called?
It's Marvel Strike Force.
Marvel Strike Force. I
it's hashtag-
downloaded it tonight. I'm about to start playing this.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna catch up
Oh,
with you.
no. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
good luck.
You're not going to be able to buy action figures now, class, if you're going to be spending money on that thing.
Nah,
My birthday's coming up in March. I want Apple dollars or whatever.
All right. Well, we got Concave coming up in about 3 weeks? 2 weeks?
I'm gonna miss you guys so
3
much. I
weeks.
wish I was there.
Yeah, you would have had a good time. We're planning on having a good
Yeah.
time.
Kennedy gets a cuddle now.
I know. That's exciting. And we're going to be doing our podcast down in the basement in Concave in Bowling Green, Kentucky, around 3 o'clock on Saturday. So if you are there, come and visit us, say hello. And we've got a big discussion on video game topics that got us talking this week, and we're saving it for that to see what everybody thinks. Class, real quick, how can people follow you and learn about you?
Instagram and Twitter. I am Chris Class BRH. Listen to Back Row Hecklers, even though I'm on a hiatus until probably May. I probably won't be on, but Joshua, Big Brian V, and Young Matthew are all still on there, and trying to pump out episodes as frequent as possible. So
Kennedy, how about
I'll be
yourself?
back, though. I'll be back.
Yeah, be back.
Kennedy?
I will be. Uh-oh.
He's there.
He's
He's sleeping.
Yeah. He's trying to get another child. Joshua, how about you?
Well, if want to see me tweet about presidential State of the Union addresses and other stuff, you can follow me on Twitter at Green Eyed Bebop. And if you want to try to find the picture of my balls on Instagram, you can also look for me on Green Eyed Bebop. I found it, by the way.
Oh, you found it? Good. Is there any comments or anything on there?
No, nobody. I told you, nobody commented it, nobody liked it. I just,
wow,
it's there.
It's there.
So good luck finding it.
It's there.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Kennedy, how can we find out about you?
Wait, you have to ask him what did he learn this week?
Oh yeah, well, we already did. He can't pull out.
Oh yeah, he can't pull out. Yeah.
You can reach me at Twitter. Not that I do much on there, but Zenchi89,
No,
Facebook.com Zenchi89, and Xbox at Zenchi89. And I'm working on getting my Steam multiplayer thing going. So Counter-Strike Go is going to be my big one on there. Yeah, that's it.
All right, you can follow.
I'll see everybody at Concave.
You can follow Frackin' Nerds on Facebook, Instagram. There is no shots of my testicles on there. And Twitter. And you can also follow me, Doc_Martin, as a cyberstalk Joshua, Green Eyed Bebop, on Twitter, trying to find a funny or relevant animated GIF to follow up with. And I think Brewster Millions is his next movie he needs to watch.
Yeah, I'll probably do that. Although you did catch me lovely with the with Sabrina and the trans girl as the one I like.
Good.
that was a good one. I'm not even gonna lie. It's like, motherfucker.
It's like, oh no, not Theo. My money was on Constance until I finally saw him. Then I was like, oh, he's talking about Dorcas. Dorcas.
Nah, I didn't like Constance. Dorcas is. You know why Dorcas reminds me of Homegirl from Teen Wolf.
Oh, I never watched that series.
Yeah, she was. I thought it was the same girl, but it's not. But they look exactly alike, and I like Dorcas anyway.
Yes, he's not a big fan of Constance apparently, or Theo is what we found out. So yeah.
No, I don't just like that whole love triangle. That love relationship was weird, like because she's a dude, right? She wants to be a dude.
She identifies as a dude, I think, right?
So yeah. So the way they were like making out, and it looked like she was acting like a girl. So what? She's gonna get dicked down by a guy, even though she wants to be a dude.
It was a weird thing. Like, are they in a homosexual relationship? Are they in a heterosexual relationship? Like,
yes.
How is it?
I don't know. I don't know how that works.
I'm confused.
And I kind of like now I'm gonna ask a trans person. I'm like, you identify as a man, yes. So do you still get rammed up your cooter, or do you get rammed up somewhere else?
I would say the cooter, right?
Well, that's the thing, though. If you identify as a man, you really don't like your cooter, right?
I guess not. No.
Did you use a strap on?
No, because she was in a relationship with a hobgoblin who is a male hobgoblin. I want to assume.
I'm thinking
so. She
he looked
identifies as
weird,
a dude,
though.
And yeah, okay.
So
she's like a gay dude.
Yeah, I just want to ask a trans person. I'm like, hey, do you like it if you identify as a man, dress like a man and everything? Do you still have sex as a man, or if you're attracted to another man, do you get banged out like you were a chick?
Well, it's like Caitlyn Jenner.
I'll get back to you on this.
Caitlyn Jenner, I think, still has her penis, right?
Well,
and
she doesn't want to let go of that.
And
because when the lady asked her, do you want to get the operation? She's like, no.
She still dates women. So is she in a lesbian relationship, or is she in a...
Technically, she's in a lesbian relationship because she's with a trans person who was born a man but transitioned to a woman.
Oh, wow. All right.
Wow, that shit gets deep. Fuck. What the fuck?
All right.
I will get the answers, and I will get back to you on this. Hopefully, I meet somebody in Concave that can help me with that.
I think you can find somebody like that. I don't think it would be hard. All right, so for Kennedy, we need to get him some rubbers. For Chris Class and Joshua all the way on the East Coast, this is Doc Martin saying, have a frackin' good week.